So it's Open Championship week. The players are underway at Birkdale. We thought we'd use our TrackMan to look at shots played into the wind. The players at Birkdale are going to be fighting that, trying to get that ball on the ground as early as possible, not let the wind play around with it too much. So here I've played lots of shots at about 135 yards. All of these ones here have finished roughly around that kind of distance. But if we look at the carry distances on there, they've all got there in a very different way. So the blue circle up here is my 9-iron, standard flighted 9-iron. It's carried up there 130 for 133 total, so it's doing all of its travel through the air. Launched at just over 20 degrees, plenty of spin on there, just under 80 mile an hour club head speed with that, stayed in the air for over 5.5 seconds and climbed very high. If we look at another shot, this one with a 7-iron carried 115 yards, still ran out to about the same total. Launched a lot lower, club head speed was slower, spin was a lot less, hang time and height both a lot lower. So that one, the wind's not affecting that as much, it's not going to climb as much because of that reduced spin rate in there. And if we go in and look at the same shot with a 5-iron, it's carried less, still done the same total distance, launched a lot lower. The hang time, it's much less in the air, so it's doing a lot more running along the ground, much less spin. So that ball is going to be boring through that wind. The wind's not got as much time in the air to play with that ball and affect it as much. So the main way I'm doing that is by selecting different clubs and reducing the speed I'm putting into it. If I swung my 5-iron shot here the same as I did with my 9-iron, that ball's going to go a lot further. So with this, club head speed 65 miles an hour. With the 7-iron, it's 66. Even with those, 65-ish. Go up to the 9-iron, full speed, just under 80 miles an hour. So reducing that speed and going down into the 7-iron, less speed, creating less spin. It's a lower lofted club, it's not going to be spinning as much. And again, go down into the 5-iron, again, less speed, straighter face club, even less spin. That ball's not going to launch as high, it's not going to spin as much, that wind's not going to affect it as much. So here I am playing my standard 9-iron shot in full swing, full turn to the top of the swing, full release as I come through, a normal 9-iron ball flight with a tidy little draw. Here I am with the 7-iron shot. So again, we're looking less speed, the swing, not quite as full, not a full turn, not as aggressive through the ball. Hands much quieter, not releasing that as much, so less speed. Fly to the ball, it's much lower. Still, the same little draw, very similar shot, but it's landing much shorter and doing a bit more run along the ground. And then here we have the 5-iron shot. Same thing, so this swing is going to be even shorter. Really quiet hands through the ball, not trying to whip that through, just punching it forwards. That thing's landing about 110 yards and then doing 20-25 yards of run along the ground, which is what a lot of the players up at Birkdale are going to be doing this week, trying to fight that ball into the wind. So next time you're out there, you're stood on, I don't know, the 18th hole, straight into the wind, normal 9-iron distance. Normal 9-iron's not going to get there. You can go up a club and play an 8-iron, probably still not going to get there. Start playing around with these kind of shots. Take a 5-iron, take a 4-iron, chip it down there, run it in. Play around with these different shots and see what kind of results you get. If you struggle with them or want to learn more, come book a lesson with one of the pros in the shop. We'll show you how it all works. We'll use TrackMan to analyse it all, and we'll get you playing those shots just like some of the pros, hopefully, at Birkdale this week. Enjoy the Open.